Okay, so decide to start doing just a weekly recap of the progress on this project. It started roughly 10 days ago when I downloaded this thing for the first time, I think. And Godot was downloaded on the 3rd. Today is the 14th. And this is the code as of the 13th. So yeah, it's about 10 days of progress from downloading the engine to where I'm at right now. The goal is to build Snake with guns. So it's going to be like a mashup of a roguelike, maybe tower defense, sorta Snake, very much. And I went into it without having any experience with either Unity or Godot and just kind of went in cold. I have written code for 20 years, 25 years, Jesus. Um, but the last year I haven't really written any code because I've been doing architecture and I write C# and the company I work for is doing Java. So let's see how far we got. So things accomplished this week, or these 10 days. Debugging using Visual Studio, because I know how Visual Studio works. I got a little thing spawning and moving across the screen, which is like kind of following along with the tutorial, but we have, if you ignore the initial startup, a little car which is represented by a tractor and some wagons following behind it, which, you know, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I have a grid generating. You don't fall off the map if you fall off the grid, so all that stuff is kind of clunky. I definitely think I need to rework some of these things, but this is how far we've gotten. You'll see that the tractor is turning in the direction of motion. You'll see that the wagons following behind are turning in the direction of motion, and that the turrets are independent of that. And the goal for next week is to get the turrets to face towards the enemy and maybe shoot. I don't know. I don't know how far we'll get. But yeah, it's a you know, you can run a tight little circle, which looks weird, but overall it's got basic motion, basic models, basic stuffs. Definitely need to work on some of these things and the way that they behave. It's in 3D. Maybe it should be 2D, but I think 3D will work fine. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, lots of things that got ditched after realizing it really wasn't the direction I want to go. I tried to do like an actual vehicle. That was a bad idea. Right now I just have my models moving along vectors, kind of like a linked list, which is the natural data type for Snake. So whatever transition the first model finishes passes to the second model, and so on down the wagon. So, and yeah, I've got lots of things still to do, but hopefully soon I'll get to the point where I've got some basic things in place. Yeah, overall I'm kind of happy with this whole setup. I'm pleased. Shadows look like terrible, but whatever. I'll worry about the graphics after I get the gameplay to be interesting and fun. Alright, so that's the end of week 1. Week 2, let's focus on the turrets, tracking an enemy, and possibly shooting at enemies. We'll see how far we get. That's the direction I'm going to go for next week.